This is probably the longest I've ever waited to drive a finished production EV from when I first saw it as a concept. First saw it today we're going to be actually driving this car. So how different is it from the original concept? This car has been designed all the time with an urban environment in mind. Look. Frameless doors. Very, very popular in Japan, the old frameless door. If you just take it from a style perspective, I love the 2-spoke steering wheel, which is just unusual. It's not sporty. Sporty steering wheels are normally 3-spoke. Gives you that feeling of extra space. This flat kind of wooden plinth underneath all these TV screens. This is not even real wood. It's not even real wood, and yet it feels special, and it does feel kind of homely. You've got this mad screen setup, two 12.3-inch touch screens here, and then you've got an 8-inch TFT one for the kind of driver's binnacle, and then you've got the two camera ear screens here, left and right. The rear view mirror is a camera. It uses a camera on the back of the car, but if you flip it away, which normally you would dip it to get rid of glare, then it converts back to being a conventional mirror. Honda have said this a few times in their presentations. They want the E to feel like a luxurious kind of lounge, despite the fact it's a pretty small car. Right, we're going to go out into what is thought to be one of Valencia's stormiest weeks. You only need to look at the palm trees. I'm trying to get used to the cameras replacing mirrors thing, because I've got a camera up there, and I've got a camera 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 there. So it's proper Japanese technological overload. Now Honda have gone big on aero, which is presumably why they've gone with this design. No wing mirrors. Instead, you have these little nodules with the cameras in. Much better for aerodynamics, but they actually, unlike the Audi e-tron, which is the only other production car I think which has cameras instead of mirrors, the e-tron has the sticking out on stupid stalks, so they still look like wing mirrors. It's pointless. These don't look like wing mirrors. Having these screens here as opposed to the Audi e-tron, which has them down on the door tops, it just doesn't work. These side cameras have a special rain repellent coating on them, and today's the best test you're ever going to get in the life of this car. With gale force winds and rain, you can probably hear the wind whistling through this bridge next to me. If I look there, it's crystal clear, and if I look over there, that is absolutely crystal clear. Fair enough, that is good. These are more inboard than those swollen wheel arches, so you're more likely to catch the arch of the car or curb the alloy than you are hitting the mirror. This is their first completely electric car from the ground up, so it's an important car for Honda. It's a good statement because it shows that they're not following the crowd. You know, it's not an e-tron thing, it's not a Mercedes EQC, and it's not a conventional hatchback in the way that a Leaf is, or a Kona, which is a kind of crossover. This has got a 35.5 kilowatt hour battery pack. Single motor at the back, 113 kilowatts. There is a lower ranking motor as well. You can really feel that low down weight, 50-50 weight distribution that Honda have dialed into this car. The front, the face, and it does have a really wonderful, happy little face. I mean, even in this kind of dark metallic grey, which is quite a sort of sensible colour for this car, really. It was launched with that lovely pearlescent white. But the black concave face with these characterful eyes, look, it's what everybody's kind of engaged with. Under here is the air intake. So in there is the air goes in, the battery pack is between the axles. But yeah, the Honda badge no longer illuminates. You can see the indicators are around the edge of the dipped and full beam headlights. And when you look down the full frontal profile, you can see these bulbous wheel arches, and they were a feature on the original urban EV concept that everyone really resonated with. The seats, just bored of leather. Leather's so done to death, and it's great to see alternatives to dead animal skin. And this is a recycled polyester kind of fibre. It feels kind of cosier, you know, there's a bit of hygge here, that Scandinavian thing of relaxation and lighting candles. We won't light the candles, but we'll do everything else. Safety configuration, if I go into that, this is Honda's sensing suite, which comes as standard on the E. Low speed braking control, which I tested this morning, so I nearly reversed into a bollard. Dog eggs. Collision mitigation brake system, road departure, blind spot, and it has the parking assistant as well, which if I press that button there, it will assist with parking, which is not new on cars these days, but it's something a lot of people like. I don't really think you need a parking assistant if you've got a car this short with this kind of turning circle and you've passed a driving test. I think you should be all right. This is one of the party pieces, Honda says, of the E. Because it's an urban-centric vehicle, they wanted to get a huge turning circle on it. So let's put it on full lock now with this pillar here. Let's see if it comfortably, it should go round and go round the other between these two. Wow. Whoa, that's tight. Look at that. I can go round again. That is seriously, seriously good. So you think how agile this is, a car under 4 meters long with a 4.3 meter turning circle. Look. That's quite good, isn't it? I don't find that boring at all. I guess I should probably drive it properly now instead of just tooling around in a tight circle in a car park. We're in gale force winds and floods right now, and it feels very, very quiet. Okay, we come to the back. Now, look at that badge. Look, that font is great. I really like that. The thing about the Honda E is it doesn't follow the design of any other Honda in the current range. Hondas have been a bit fussy in design. The Civics have gone through a strange phase. This is so simple. All the lines are so simple and yet so desirable. I just hope that the popularity around this car, the hype around this car, pushes Honda's design out into the other models, and we are going to get other electric and electrified models. In fact, by 2022, Honda says they're going to have all of their models will be electrified. These, I think, are the reversing lights. So your reversing light in there with a camera there, and there's a camera in the middle. It's all inside this dark kind of recess. And then you've got your rear light cluster, indicator around the perimeter, your red brake rear lights in the middle, I think. Now we come to the boot, and this is the bit which I think will test whether the visual appeal of the Honda E is enough to just make you want it, because it's great inside and it looks great externally. The boot is tiny, 171 litre boot. I think what we have here is a car where you desire it so much based upon the visual appeal. Panoramic glass roof is standard. This is called modern steel metallic. All Honda E's are two-tone, whether you get it in platinum white, charge yellow, which is probably my favourite colour, crystal black, crystal blue metallic, which is really high metallic, or this. This is probably the most kind of sensible, sinister colour for the Pikachu-faced Honda E. So you've got lots of legroom, big open footwells, like a little floating centre console here that doesn't bridge this gap. And down there you've got a proper 3-point plug, a home plug, along with other kind of cigarette lighter outlets, a brace of USBs, and a little pocket. Got this little sort of leatherette handle. You pull that out. You've got one cup holder there that just folds out. You've got these little dividers, and have the spaces the size that you want, depending on how many drinks, or you can just have it fully open, I suppose. In the centre console, again, not much going on really. Park, reverse, neutral, drive. And then you've got your drive mode, which is either sport or normal. If I put a video on and go to HDMI, look, I'm watching a video all about Honda motorbikes. But the idea here is, look, I've got this on this screen. If I go like that, I put it over there because the passenger could then be watching something or messing around, and then I can bring up whatever I want here. So let's say I want my trip computer to be brought up here, or my EV mode, so I can be dealing with that sensible. The charge port. Now, this is a real focal point of the front of the car. It's glass, for a start. It's really high quality, and they've made a point of not hiding it inside this black sort of concave frontal mast. So what they're saying is they're proud of the fact this is electric. They want owners to be proud of it. I'm a bit worried about rain coming in here, but presumably Honda, they do think of stuff like that. And it charges up to 100 kilowatts DC. So you've got CCS here. It feels good to the touch. Now we are pulling up to do a quick lunch stop and a rapid charge. Just gonna give it a quick squirt of CCS rapid charge. Lovely weather, really nice. Yeah. Just get back in. Get back in the little Honda lounge, quick. Get in. I'm gonna have a look at my Quest. I've plugged it into charge and you can see on the dash, it's 78% charge, it's gonna take 29 minutes. So 100 kilowatts is the fastest you can charge it. But what's weird is it will do 0 to 80% in 30 minutes at 100 kilowatts. But at 50 kilowatts, it does 0 to 80% in 31 minutes. And I checked with Honda whether this is a typo, and they say no. And I do not understand why it's hardly any quicker. It must be to do with the battery management or something like that, which I think is just a bit weird. And at 6.6 kilowatts, one of these wall chargers, it'll take just over 4 hours. The rapid chargeability is good. The design is beautiful. It's odd. It's got brown seat belts with grey seats. No other car could get away with that. No other car. I actually want to own it. I think my wife would absolutely love to own a car like this. We have cars in our family that are flawed, but we're attracted to them because they have something about them, and this has something about it. This is not a car for everyone, but Honda kind of know that. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and you'll see some new material appearing quite soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.